Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. And today I'm going to look at the albums that peaked at number 2 in the UK charts in the 1970s. After this one I will do a similar video but for the 1980s. But these albums all peaked at number 2. Some are quite surprising, some you would have thought would have been number 1 but they weren't. And I picked 20 out and I'm going to sort of rank them my favourite 20. Now I'm not including any albums that were compilations. For example, Simon Garfunkel's Greatest Hits would have been right up there if I did, and I'm not including David Live, the live album. I don't know if there's any other number 2 live albums though, but you know, I'm just staying away from live and compilation albums. So these all got to number 2 in the charts, never reached the number 1 position, and so I've got 20. So to start off with, at number 20 I'm going with Elton John's The Tumbleweed Connection. Now this is a very Americana type album and it has got some really good songs on it, like Ballad of a Well-Known Gun, My Father's Gun especially is really good, very moody song. I've always liked Son of Your Father with all the horns in it. He does a very good version of Leslie Duncan's Love Song. Country Comfort was a single, I believe, for Rod Stewart. Well, he recorded it anyway, whether or not I released it I don't know. And Burn Down the Mission he seems to play live all the time. I like this album. It's not one of my all-time Elton favourites because at times it can be a little bit too Americana for me, but still it's a very good album and it's number 20. Okay, number 19, and we have the Rolling Stones from 1978 and Some Girls, and this was regarded as their return to form. It includes the big hit single Miss You, a number 3 hit in the UK, and then the minor hit single, the punk influenced Respectable, which I really like, but the song Lies, which is even more punk influenced, I think is even better. But you do get some very good songs off here, like Beast of Burden is probably the best track on this album. Before They Make Me Run, the Keith song I've always liked. And yes, I do like Faraway Eyes, the country number that Jagger puts on a southern accent. It's the accent I just don't like, but the song itself is very good. But yeah, a good album. Number 2, as I say, 1978. Okay, at number 18 I'm going to go with Status Quo. And Quo, and this is the follow-up to their 1973 album Hello, which reached number 1. This stalled at number 2. The one single off it was Break the Rules, which I think was a poor choice of a single. It works well within the album, but as a single I'm not that keen. But this includes the track Slow Train, which is absolutely brilliant. It's the last song on side 2. It's about 7, nearly 8 minutes long, and it's a real chuggle of a song, really good. It opens up the album with Backwater and Just Take Me. I think both are perfect Lancaster songs, which is really good. And then you get Fine Fine Fine, the very catchy Francis Rossi song. I thought that would have been the better single, but this is a very Alan Lancaster, Rick Parfitt type album, but it is very good. That's my number 18. Number 17, and I feel a little bit guilty putting this down so low because I really do like the album, but there are a few clunkers on it, and it's Queen Jazz. This has got Don't Stop Me Now on it, one of the finest singles ever. Fat Bottom Girls and Bicycle Race, the double A side, which are both very good. Some other great songs off this are Mustafa, which is weird, and Jealousy, which is a really nice ballad, as is In Only 7 Days. Dead on Time is a very good Brian May rocker, but there's a few songs off this I'm not that keen on, like Fun It and More of That Jazz, both Roger Taylor songs. And If You Can't Beat Them, I've never been a fan of that, as I've never been a fan of Let Me Entertain You. So Queen Jazz, number 17. At number 16, and we come back to the Rolling Stones again, and it's Only Rock and Roll, number 2 hit in 1974. And yeah, this is a really good album, but the production of this is not great. The title track was the hit single, a top 10 hit, just a top 10 hit, and it is believed that David Bowie sings backing vocals. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think it is, but it could be. But it's a good sort of single. Not the best song on the album, but it's a good single. But the best song off this is Time Waits for No One with brilliant Mick tailored guitar is absolutely fantastic. I love the opener of If You Can't Rock Me, and I really like the sort of country Till the Next Time We Say Goodbye, really good. I even like the Luxury, which has got a bit of a Jamaican feel, and Fingerprint File, which is really sort of groovy and kind of shows the way to their next album, Black and Blue. But it's a good album, but I would love to see this remixed, and it's my number 16. And at number 15 we have Don McLean and American Pie, and this is the one with the full version of American Pie. I believe the single was the song was split in half, and the first part was side 1, the second part was side 2. You needed to listen to it as a whole. Vincent was the #1 hit here in the UK, but other songs like Empty Chairs, Crossroads, Till Tomorrow are absolutely beautiful, and even the uplifting Everybody Loves Me Baby is very good. An excellent album. This was the follow-up to Tapestry, which is probably my favourite, but these two are the best two Don McLean albums. Okay, at number 14, and we have Bob Dylan and Street Legal, #2 album, and this features Changing of the Guards, my second favourite Bob Dylan song of all time. In fact, I prefer the CD version because it's extended, it's even better. There's saxophone all over this, and I absolutely love it. Songs like Baby Stop Crying, Is Your Love in Vain are great. My other favourite off this is Where Are You Tonight. I think it's fantastic. New Pony, Senor, all really good stuff. And whenever he took this out live, more or less turned into the Budokan concert because it's full of sax, different arrangements, and it's my favourite Bob Dylan live album. So at number 14 is Street Legal. At number 13, and we have Pink Floyd and Animals, 1977 I think. And yeah, this is a beautiful album. There's not very many songs off it. Pigs on a Wing one is a nice little acoustic opener, and then the rest of the side is taken up by Dogs, the best track off this. Pigs, three different ones is open side 2, which is fine. Sheep, another really good song, and then it finishes with Pigs on a Wing 2. This is a sort of album that you listen to in the dark and just relax, take it in. Beautiful album. Okay, at number 12, and this is Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life. Whenever I did my favourite albums of 1976, this had just blown me away, and it threw it into the top 10. And although it may have gone down a little bit because I haven't played it since that, it's still a really good album. It's a very narrative album, and it's very political, but there's some fantastic songs off here. Like the big hits were I Wish, Isn't She Lovely, which I don't think he actually had the hit single with, and Sir Duke. But you also get things like Village, Ghetto Land, which is great, Have a Talk with God, If It's Magic, As is another brilliant one which George Michael had a hit with. It's a really good double album, very political as I say, but it's still excellent, and it's my number 12. At number 11, and we have Black and White by the Stranglers, and this is their third album, and picked at number 2 along with their second, No More Heroes, which is not actually on this list. But this is very good. It's got the hit single Nice and Sleazy, but the opener Tank is brilliant. They do a really re-recorded, I think, version of In the Shadows, which was like a double A side with No More Heroes, which is very good. But my favourite track off this is Toiler on the Sea, which I think the keyboards that are absolutely magnificent. Dave Greenfield was a genius when it came to the keyboards. But yeah, side 1 of this is probably slightly better than side 2, but only just, and it's a very strong Stranglers album. And at number 10 we have The Clash and Give 'Em Enough Rope, and this is their second album, and this actually charted higher than London Calling, believe it or not. Safe European at Home opens this, the best opener of any Clash album, and then Tommy Gun, the best single of any Clash single. So a 1-2 punch for this album for me, and you get things like Julie's Been Working for the Drug Squad, which is very good. Last Gang in Town, very good as well. Stay Free was one of the first I really latched onto in this album. It's the one with Mick Jones vocals. One I didn't latch onto at the start was Drug Stabbing Time, but it's one of my favourites now. And then All the Young Punks, New Boots and Contracts is fantastic. So yeah, this I think is my favourite Clash album. behind London Calling, and it's my number 10 here. At number 9 we have Elton John again, and it's Hunky Chateau from 1972, and this has Rocket Man, my favourite Elton John single, but it also has Honky Cat, which I absolutely love. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and it did nothing in the UK. I think got number 30 something. But this also has Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatter's, a beautiful, beautiful album track. Hercules, which is acoustic led song. It's a little bit of a rock and roller, but it's really, really good. I think I'm going to kill myself, which is not very nice lyrics, but it's done in a jaunty style and it really works. And then you get Salvation, which is very good, very gospel-y. Susie Dramas is very, very good as well, along with Amy. So it's a strong album. I'm surprised this didn't get to number 1, but it stalled at number 2, and that's from 1972. Now my number 8 is actually from 1969, but it peaked at number 2 in early 1970, so I'm counting it. And it's the Moody Blues, To Our Children's Children's Children, and this is one of their best albums. What an album. Starts off Graham Edge's Higher and Higher, wonderful opener, and then you get the 3 song of Eyes of a Child, Floating, and Eyes of a Child again, and they had a habit of doing that, sort of melding 3 songs together. Gypsy should have been the single off this, Justin Hayward song, really, really good, but they chose Watching and Waiting, which is every bit as good a song, but it's not single material. Candle of Life by John Lodge is beautiful, and Out and In is a highlight, the Mike Pinder song. So although from 1969 it didn't get to number 2 until 1970, and it's my number 8. At number 7, and we go back to Queen again, and this time it's Sheer Heart Attack, with the hit single, well, 2 hit singles, the big hit single Killer Queen, and the number 11, I believe, Now I'm Here. Yes, this is a really good album, but it is an album of 2 sides. Side 1 is almost perfect, with Brighton Rock, which is unbelievable guitar work from Brian May, Killer Queen, Tenement Monster, a decent Roger Taylor song, and then Flick of the Wrist and Lily of the Valley, which I absolutely love, and Now I'm Here. Side 2 opens and closes with 2 of their best ever songs, In the Lap of the Gods and In the Lap of the Gods Revisited. And although the rest of it is not filler, Stone Cold Crazy is a very good rocker, and Misfire is a decent enough little John Deacon pop song, the first one he ever got. But She Makes Me and Bring Back That Leroy Brown, they're alright, they're nothing spectacular, so it falls at number 7 for me. And at number 6, and this is hard to believe that this never actually got to number 1, and it's Dark Side of the Moon, or The Dark Side of the Moon, I believe. And this is the one with Money on it, which maybe I'm a little bit tired of, but Speak to Me and Breathe are really, really good. On the Run is probably my least favourite, but you do get Time, and then The Great Gig in the Sky with those backing vocals, awesome. Us and Them, really good as well, but my favourite of this is Brain Damage Going into Eclipse. It's a sound album, it really is a very, very good album. It's never been overplayed for me, so it's always fresh whenever I play it. So that's my number 6. And number 5, that was from 73, and number 5 from 1979, and it's Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Armed Forces. There was actually 3 singles off this. At the time, Oliver's Army was the first single, and again it's one of the best singles ever, and Accidents Will Happen was brilliant as well. A few years later, for the Man compilation, they released Green Shirt, which I think is really quirky, and I've always loved it. But other tracks off here, like Senior Service, is such a good LP track, as is Busybodies. And then Sunday's Best, which didn't feature on the US edition, is so kinksy, it's so English, absolutely love it. Two Little Hitlers is very good as well. Goon Squad, really good album, and it's probably my favourite Elvis Costello album. Okay, at number 4, and we have from 1970, McCartney peaked at number 2. I think Let It Be was number 1 at the time. And this has the beautiful little Lovely Linda, gorgeous, it's only about 15-20 seconds long. That Would Be Something is such a groove, it really is. I think George Harrison actually liked that. Every Night is a classic McCartney track, as is Maybe I'm Amazed. I absolutely adore Man We Was Lonely, this sort of country song, and the wee instrumental Hot as Sun with Glasses. Things like Mama Miss America and Oh You I think are very good. I couldn't have done without Kina Krora, if that's how you pronounce it. I wish they had replaced it with something else, but I don't mind it. But this is the warmest McCartney album, and it is my favourite of his catalogue. And at number 3 we have from Cat Stevens, 1971, Teaser and the Firecat, and this is the third of 3 absolutely brilliant albums by Cat. This is the one with Morning Has Broken and Moonshadow, the 2 hit singles. But this starts off with The Wind. It's only a minute and a half long, and it's simply stunning, and then it goes into Ruby Love, which has a real Greek feel to it, but is so uplifting. If I Laugh and How Can I Tell You are 2 beautiful acoustic ballads. Tuesday's Dead, Bitter Blue and Peace Train are so catchy. The one track I was never that keen on is Changes 4, although I'm actually beginning to like it quite a bit now, and the New Seekers even covered that. Maybe that's what put me onto them. So number 3 is Teaser and the Firecat from 71. And at number 2, and the third appearance for Elton John in 1975, and it's Captain Fantastic. How this didn't get to number 1 I do not know. The title track is absolutely brilliant. Tower of Babel is brilliant as well, and Curtains, or it's We All Fall in Love Sometimes, going into Curtains, I think is one of the best 2 songs gelled together. Curtains has got a lot of sort of vocal harmonies, a little bit like the Beach Boys, but not really, but it's still brilliant. And even the rocker, Gotta Get a Meal Ticket, is very good. The single, Someone Saved My Life Tonight, is absolutely awesome. And Better Off Dead is a really good catchy little rock song, really good piano led. And then Tell Me When the Whistle Blows is another highlight, really good stuff, and it's one of Elton's best albums. Only reached number 2, which means my number 2 album from the 70s, and it's from 1975, the same as Elton, as Young Americans by David Bowie. This is fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and it could have been even better with the amount of outtakes that are floating about from this album. But the album itself starts off with Young Americans, really good. Don't listen to the US edit of it, it just completely destroys it. Win is such a beautiful song, and then Fascination is very uplifting. It's a little bit gospely, but it's very uplifting. Right is such a groove, and the vocal interchange between Bowie and the backing singers is absolutely awesome. Somebody Up There Likes Me is the gospely one, and it's very good. And then Across the Universe, I love his version of that, I really do adore it. Can You Hear Me, beautiful ballad, and then it finishes with Fame. Really good album, but could have been so much better. Okay, so those are my 20 favourite albums that peaked at number 2 in the UK charts. I hope you enjoyed that. I will do a 1980s one next, but until then, that's me for now. All the best now. Bye bye.